Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Tia, and I'm so grateful to have you stop by. I know there are a lot of options out there, but I really appreciate your being some of the first visitors to the channel. Much gratitude to you. Let me start with a little bit of an introduction. I am an intuitive empath, a clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I'm an angelic human, which is something I learned fairly recently, actually, but once I did, it made a whole lot of sense. I am also a Syrian starseed by way of the Pleiades, and I am on the twin flame journey. So I know that that's a lot to pack into one lifetime. But it's funny because even in my human reality, I've always been something of an overachiever. So even though it seems like quite a lot to have signed up for, it's what it is. So a little bit of background into my awakening journey. My awakening began in 2016, and started getting really powerful by 2017, 2018. But 2019, this last year, a lot really started to happen, and my gifts really opened up for me. Walked through some really dark shadows. So I've done a lot of shadow work as well. But yeah, and it's brought me to this place here right now, and I've been divinely guided to be of support for others as we are in a really pivotal time in our collective evolution for humanity and for the earth. So I have been dragging my feet just a little bit, and I've been nudged really firmly to get going. So I'm glad that you get to be a part of that initial step out into the world to offer my gifts to you. I hope that they can be helpful for you as you progress forward. So I'm not going to get into the energies a whole lot because there's so much information online, and I am a very novice astrologer, but I did just want to touch on what I have been shown and guided to as a sort of backdrop for this reading here. So there have been so many very intense energies beginning at the end of this last year with the solar eclipse, and then moving, of course, into the beginning of the year with the lunar eclipse. And the fact that we were really, we were sandwiched between those two things brings in a lot of really powerful energies. If you've been guided to this reading, you know that celestial occurrences do have impact on us here in the physical realm, so I won't discuss that. But they did want me to really bring forth this reading today because of the new moon in Aquarius. People are going to really have a lot of big shifts and changes. You may already be experiencing that. And we had the sun move into Aquarius on the 20th. And the sun is all about our passions and our drives. It's also about taking action. And Aquarius is about our relationships, how we relate to each other, how we relate to the physical world. So big actions being taken there. And then the new moon moved into Aquarius this last week on the 24th. And so it's a new cycle beginning in this area. So it was called to get these readings done. And we'll jump into it. So the first thing we're going to do, this is going to be for earth signs. So Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. We're going to start with an oracle card. And this is from the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. All decks will be down below, listed down below. So let's see, Spirit, where earth signs are. What does the oracle have to say for earth signs? Initiation by fire. Now I will read a couple of passages from the book, but I'm being guided to read the card first. So the first thing I'm being drawn to is the 22. This is about balance and harmony, but it is also about relationships, and we just had the new moon in Aquarius, so they're showing me that this is timely and true to the moment. So earth signs, what I'm getting is that you're definitely on a spiritual journey, and this journey has really awakened your passions, your goals, that you see the higher truth for yourself, that you see the kingdom of heaven here on earth, and that the way to actualize that is through manifesting your dreams and goals in a way that perhaps you haven't felt comfortable doing in the past, but these energies are aligning for you to really step. It's funny because she's in a bubble, but I'm hearing step out of your bubble, and it's more like this is I'm kind of being reminded of my own practice for protecting my energies. Your auric field around you is what protects you. Your own energy is protecting you from the fears, from the illusions, from the things that maybe previously stunted you. So you're able to deflect anything that isn't resonating at that same level, and feel the truth for yourself. That's really beautiful. So we're going to just put that there to oversee the reading, and I am going to read from the book because there's just so much information. Okay. Oh, I went to the wrong page. Here we go. Initiation by fire. Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. In letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and new life. You are, like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames, reborn. Wow. So yeah, not holding on to anything, and that's what I feel like this, deflecting outside of your field the fears and the illusions that have kept you trapped in the past. And then I did want to read the invocation prayer to start the reading. Oh, I lost the page. Give me one. Here we go. Through my own free will, I choose to trust in the sacred fire to cleanse my soul, my mind, and my body. I have the spirit and power of the phoenix in me. My spirit will be triumphant, rising up out of the sacred divine fire. So I surrender my life into the holy fire of love. That which no longer serves me may be cleansed from my being, and rapid growth of new life can flow through me. May I be held in tenderness, mercy, and grace as I successfully pass through the initiation by fire into the loving, fearless power of my own divine nature. May all beings, through divine mercy, be free to love. So be it. Beautiful. Okay, well, let's jump into it. So for earth signs, the first thing we're going to do is just check in on your overall energies, see where you are, and see who's coming into this reading. I do want to say that I am an intuitive reader, so for me, tarot is a tool. But I listen to my guides and angels as well as read the messages from the cards. Just looked up, it's 111 here. Okay, overall energies for earth signs, we have the Hero in reverse, the Sage card, and the Self card. Okay. Whew. So what I am getting initially is that there has been discoveries maybe about people that you once held in high standing. Maybe these are people that you have looked up to, that were outside of yourself, and that you're stepping away from the notion of these people as your heroes. I'm hearing pedestals, taking them off of the pedestals. That maybe some of them have fallen from this very high place of worship that you've put them on. I am hearing that. And I am hearing that maybe previously you were someone who turned to those outside of yourself for validation, for guidance as to what steps you should take. And that is something you're stepping away from. Makes a lot of sense with this new moon in Aquarius, and new cycles and the way we relate to others. I am getting that because you're doing that you are gaining some wisdom, new knowledge and information, that you're seeking that out in different places from different sources. And that this is bringing you an immense amount of balance in yourself. That it's allowing you to be grounded and sure-footed. That you're taking better care of yourself, which is perpetuating that balance. And that you are in a place where you are perceiving the truth for yourself. I am getting that for some of you, perhaps spirituality is a completely new area. That you're doing new things. Maybe you're meditating. This woman is meditating in this picture. Maybe that's something that you haven't tried before, and that's something that you've recently discovered is an immense benefit. And I'm getting for others of you, it may be something that you have been closed off to, but there's a desire to seek it out. And for me, I'm being called to the 3 doves here, which are symbols of, for me, of the Trinity. So again, spirituality, seeking spirituality where maybe you haven't before. Let's get some I'm being called to use this deck. Let's get some clarifiers. Feeling an immense amount of relief. Oh, that's my chakra card. Yeah. Okay. I do check to make sure if the reversals are as Spirit intends them, and they are. Okay, so to clarify the hero in reverse, we get the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, 7 of Pentacles is about growth and nurturance. It can also be a card that's about patience and having to wait. It's clarifying this hero in reverse. So I am getting that stepping away from connections that no longer serve, maybe these people that you once looked up to, or that were heroes or mentors or teachers, that stepping away from that has allowed you to experience a lot of growth for yourself. I'm getting that by doing that, you're seeing the world open up to you. The 7 of Pentacles is also about abundance and great abundance coming in for you in the physical plane. So stepping away from these connections is also opening up your vision to the possibilities that maybe you haven't seen before, or maybe that they were just sort of closed off. Maybe you were criticized by these people, or you were guided down a different path before, and now that you're no longer relying on that connection or that guidance, and seeking your other sources for yourself, that you are seeing things in a completely new way. You are seeing abundance where previously you hadn't. And then we get the 5 of Pentacles to clarify the Sage. So again, with that new moon in Aquarius, I'm getting that for some of you, there has been conflict with others. See how this sand dollar which represents the pentacle in this deck, is completely smashed. So I'm getting that for some of you, relationships have been, maybe there's been a lot of conflict to the point of the relationship has been severed. And that is, through that process, you learn something perhaps about these people that you didn't realize before. You saw something that had been previously hidden. The moon is also about things being hidden. And that you got this insight. You got this insight from these, even though it was hard and disappointing and sad, it broke your heart, I am hearing, that you learned a lot walking through that fire. And that these are mistakes you know you won't make again. I am being drawn to the wolf here, and wolves are pack animals, but they're pointing out there's just one in this card. And so maybe currently there's something of a lone wolf because of the disconnect between yourself and these people you've previously relied on. But that because of that alone time, again, being drawn to this self card, that you've been a lot more balanced in yourself. That it's given you, not being connected to these individuals, has given you the time to take better care of yourself. Now, we did get the Knight of Cups in reverse to clarify the self card, so I am getting that for some of you, certainly at least one of these connections you've stepped away from was a romantic relationship. A Knight of Cups in reverse. And this card in this deck, the Knight of Cups, Knights are all about taking action. The Knight of Cups is usually about taking action for a romantic connection, but this is in reverse. And this, maybe you stepped away because this was a person that just wasn't really taking action. There wasn't equal partnership. Maybe you were giving more to this relationship than they were. Okay, let's get into what is blocking you. Looks like you're doing really well having weathered these storms, though. So good job, Earth signs. It can be really painful. I had a very significant breakup that did usher in an immense amount of clarity and insight. My gifts opened up, brought in a lot of healing. And I am much better off, even though I'm still working through some of the hurt. So let's see what's blocking Earth sign spirit. Okay. So for blocks, we get, I'm just going to move these up a little bit so we can see what's coming in below. We get the 10 of fire, the 10 of water, and the 9 of water. So I am being initially called to the 10 and 10, 10, 10. This is all about new cycles. So you're at the beginning of a new cycle, and that can be challenging in and of itself because it's new, right? We're not sure of what's coming. We're not sure of what we're doing. And this is, the 10 of fire is a card that's about mastery of oneself. But that you're struggling because you're in a new cycle. So you're maybe not so sure about where to go, what actions to take, what tools to pick up. This is a card that's all about, masters know which tools to use when. And that you may be struggling with that. I am getting the message that some of you are really trying to turn to your intuitive guidance to seek out the answers, and that there is some frustration because like I was feeling before, maybe meditation is not something you've done a whole lot of or even before, and so you're being a little frustrated by the process. And I'm being told to let you know there are no right or wrong ways. When I started meditating, it was really just to relieve anxiety. I had no other intentions, And I just kept doing it. I kept trying different methods. I found that guided meditations worked well for me initially, because I needed to have it was really hard for me. You know, some people, I was told it's about clearing your mind. And then I learned later that we have to honor what comes up. I was really guided to this. You may be like me. You may be struggling because you're trying to clear your mind, but we're human, and our minds keep going. And that's a process, to learn how to do that. But I'm being told to share my experience, that I learned that whatever is arising for a reason when we're in that place. Your intention matters. So even if your experience is, oh, I don't think I did that well, like, honor what arises as you meditate and take these actions. And whatever comes up, that's Spirit's way of showing you that maybe you need to pay some attention to whatever it is that comes up. Then I'm getting we have the 10 of water, which is all about balance in our emotions. So you may be struggling with that. Again, I'm being told, like, honoring what arises, So if you're sad, allow yourself to feel sad. If you're mourning the loss of this relationship or other connections, allow yourself to grieve those things. Stifling our feelings will create more blocks, which will prevent, our abundance from coming into us. Oops, sorry for the shadow. So allow what is arising, go with the flow. See how she's very much going with the flow? I'm being drawn to this beautiful turtle here, which for me is always a symbol of Gaia. So I'm being told to ground, connect with the earth, go outside and spend time in nature. I know it's winter here, at least where I am in the United States, but even just to take a walk on a warmer day or bundle up. But I am being told that will help you to also process your feelings. Sometimes taking the physical action helps to move those energies, those really heavy energies, through our bodies. And then we have the 9 of water as well. And for me, this card is all about self-love. See how she's putting her hand on her chest? So I'm getting that, yes, like, you're feeling like you're in a dark place, that you're alone in a dark place. But see how she's looking up into this light? She's feeling love coming from the divine. And that is allowing her to practice self-love, unconditional love. And as this is in the blockage space, there is a need for you to trust that you're not alone, even though it feels like that. And to continue to do more of the actions that you are starting to take, because that will help you process through these really hard feelings, but also to learn to love yourself, to trust yourself. Okay, we'll check the time. Oh, okay. They are saying that is good for blockages. They want me to pull the guidance cards. So, guidance for earth signs. Yes, lack of self-love. This over-reliance on other people to tell you what to do and what was right for you in the past. That's leaving you, now that you've seen through that you're feeling like a little bit of a fish out of water. But it's about trusting yourself and knowing that your highest self is guiding you. That you have always had the answers for yourself. All right, Spirit, 3 for guidance. So for guidance, we get the Wisdom card, the 7 of fire, and the Four of Water in reverse. So for guidance, Spirit is suggesting that you go within, that you embrace the solitude that you're experiencing, that perhaps it's something you're not used to, and so you're feeling like that fish out of water, but to embrace it as a really great opportunity for you to go within and learn something. See, he's holding this light. This light illuminates the darkness. Sometimes we can only obtain that wisdom in solitude. The Seven of Fire is about intuition, so I'm getting the message to trust your intuitive guidance, to know that you are a divine being, and that the answers are always within you. I'm being told to ask for guidance. You know, our angels are all around us and we have lots of them, but they will not interfere unless you ask them for support. They support us in lots of other ways, I guess. They do that. We don't necessarily always ask them, but they do want you to know that they're there for you and just to ask. And then lastly, we did get the Four of Water in reverse. So again, upright, this is a card that's all about loving yourself, you know, despite your scars, despite your mistakes, and that you're having a hard time doing that. And that's kind of coming through in other places, you know, self-love, you know, feeling your feelings, going with the flow. So I am getting that message really strongly to know that no matter what you've been through. So notice how this figure here, he has this scarring that's on the right side of his face, but he's looking at himself in the mirror and he's loving what he sees anyway. And so it's loving yourself no matter what your past, no matter what's in your past. It's knowing that everything happens for us and not to us, that our mistakes are our greatest teachers, and that your mistakes will be a source of support and will be beneficial for others. You know, the people who walk through the fire and survive have a lot to offer those that are walking through the fire now. Wow, really wonderful. I hope that these were helpful for you, Earth signs. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information will be below. Otherwise, I hope you'll come again soon. Until then, much light and love to you. Bye-bye.